In today's episode, we unbox the new game by Restoration Games, Unmatched, Cobble Fog.
You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey folks, I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And we're the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game. Today we're going to be showing you the contents of Unmatched, Cobble Fog, the latest game to come out by Restoration Games, designed by Rob Daviau, a skirmish tabletop board game with miniatures.
Okay, I think you covered it all. Yeah.
Not a miniatures skirmish game.
Yeah.
But a board game, skirmish game with miniatures.
Sure.
Let's get to it. What's in the box, Rob?
So this one's got 4 characters. It's listed as a 2 to 4 player game, but as we mentioned before, most skirmish games you're going to be looking to play 2 players, one against one, head to head. So we'll take a look here and see what 4 factions we have listed in this one. This one's kind of unique. This one went to fictional characters, which is a little different.
I think they went with a theme of like English literature.
Okay, that was.
Doesn't it feel like it? Like Holmes, Dracula, Jekyll Hyde, and the Invisible Man.
Yep. We've got the rule book. It gives you just a quick run through of some of the special abilities, some of the special things for each one. There's a little bit of flavor here at the beginning. Looks like some of that old style, English style newspaper ads. It looks like. So that's our rule book. And then we've got, as far as the dials and the punch outs for the characters, it looks like we've got 1 dial here for Dracula, his health up to 13. We've got 1 dial here for the Invisible Man, health up to 15. There are also the fog tokens, which are a player aid or a tool that you use with the Invisible Man. We'll touch on that here in just a minute. With Holmes, we've got Sherlock and Dr. Watson. Sherlock's dial goes up to a health of 16, and Watson, the sidekick, goes up to 8. And then we've got here at the bottom, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They're 1 combined dial, as they are 1 person, split personality, but that goes up to 16. And then there's a token here, I'll punch this real quick here, that has 2 sides to it. And so in the game, one of the mechanics for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is that you have to choose each round whether you're playing as Jekyll or Hyde, and you flip this token to denote which character you're on. And there's some abilities and some disabilities, some trade-offs for playing.
-1 to his health after he maneuvers, so you can play the role of Hyde and do more damage, but you're going to take damage each time you move.
Okay, there you go. So that's a unique little part of that. There's again a little illustration here that just shows you how the dials go together on that board. So we'll jump over to the game board. This one again is a double-sided game board. Most of the ones in the series have been double-sided so far. So we've got one side here, which is Soho. Looks like some houses here. There's some row houses on one side, divided by some streets, and then we've got some individual homes here in the middle of the board. Looks like a textiles factory. Again, nice job on the artwork. That's a nice finish on the board. A little bit of a matte. It's not too overly shiny, but a pretty nice finish there on the game board. On the other side, we have the Baskerville Manor, which has got the inside of the house, the manor here, and then there's some outdoor area here, kind of a garden tree area over here.
And special rules in this board, there's secret passages. So you see these indicators here will allow you to travel to any other secret passage.
Okay.
So that's what's cool about this board, is the ability to jump from outside through the secret passage and maybe come into the library.
Very cool.
So a lot of maneuvering here.
So new mechanic on this one. Yeah, it'll help you get around the board and get to your opponent. This one's a larger than the 2 faction expansions. This one's a 4 faction expansion.
Yeah, this box is equal size to the original starter box set.
Right. On the first one, yeah.
Volume 1.
And it's just a single fold on the board instead of the smaller 3 trifold boards. So, but a pretty good quality to the board. Looks like it's pretty sturdy, pretty thick. So that's good. We can take a quick look here at the cards and the artwork for each of the factions. So this is Dracula, the three sisters listed here, which are his sidekicks. And then some nice artwork there. They got like kind of a bat logo there, which is very cool. Looks like a kind of a door knocker here at the bottom. We'll switch over here to the other side, Dracula's card, and again the sisters down here at the bottom. The sisters and Dracula are both melee attackers. Got a movement of 2 for Dracula, and it says at the start of his ability, the start of your turn, you may deal 1 damage to a fighter adjacent to Dracula. If you do, draw a card. So that's Dracula's ability as the game goes along.
I do like the artwork on this set. I know
Yeah.
the Jurassic Park set wasn't as it was more 90s.
Yeah, it was more modern. This is back to the, like you mentioned, the literature, the English literature kind of
feel to it.
definitely an older feel, 1800s type. So
they're all door knockers.
Oh, okay. Is that on it? It goes through each of them. Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, so that's cool. So yeah, the next one we got here is the Sherlock Holmes. It's got the spyglass, a violin, a pipe. Got his hat up here at the top, 221B Baker Street, the address there for Sherlock Holmes, and it's got Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson listed at the bottom. Again, looking at his particular card here, we've got, it shows that Sherlock Holmes is a melee attacker. Dr. Watson's at range. Looks like health of, as we noted before, 16 and 8. They got a movement of 2. And then the ability for Sherlock Holmes here, it says effects on Holmes and Dr. Watson cards cannot be canceled by an opponent. Effects on any cards can be canceled. So interesting. And just a quick look here at some of the artwork on the Holmes and Watson deck.
I like that.
Yeah. Again, very classic literature type look to it. So
kind of a comic book Pulp Fiction, or
yeah, a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah,
that monotone look.
That one here. We'll jump over to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is their deck. Another, again, kind of a door knocker here. It's got some potions at the top. Some type of not sure. An animal.
See, what's cool about it that I see here is it looks like a cow, but one is a bull and one seems to be a cow, or the same animal, but one angry and one not. The ears are perked up on the right side. The left side is more docile. Ears are down.
Sure.
So I like it.
Yep, I see that kind of fits the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde theme there. So here we've got the other side. Again, being one person, there is no sidekick ability, which you would normally see down here at the bottom of the card. So we've got Jekyll and Hyde. They're a melee attacker. Got a total health of 16, a movement of 2. And then the ability here says start the game as Dr. Jekyll. At the start of your turn, you may transform into Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, while Mr. Hyde, after you maneuver, take a damage. And so I believe some of the cards in this deck, as you're playing as Mr. Hyde, even though you take damage moving around, he does more damage.
The red cards are the attack cards.
There you go. Okay.
So you're gonna find the attack cards there.
So they're harder attacks if you're in the Mr. Hyde.
It's almost like the Alice, where Alice has 2 different modes in that box set, Volume 1.
Yep.
Alice can be in her giant mode or in her small mode.
Sure.
And so she gets to pick. And so it's nice being able to change that the way the character plays based on the status of the character.
And the last deck of cards here is the Invisible Man. So again, kind of a door knocker here. It's got kind of an opaque little figure on the front, like missing a lot of the features, like the Invisible Man. It's got his hat on the top of the card there. We'll go around to the side here. Again, no sidekick, so nothing down here at the bottom, just some flavor text. You've got Invisible Man as a melee attacker, a health of 15. He's got a movement of 2. It says, at the start of the game, after you place Invisible Man, place 3 fog tokens in separate spaces in his zone. When Invisible Man is on a space with a fog token, add 1 to the value of his defense cards. Invisible Man may move between 2 spaces with fog tokens as if they were adjacent. So there's those fog tokens we looked at briefly at the beginning. Here again, that you're going to place these on the board, and the Invisible Man is able to jump around between these as if they're adjacent locations. So just one movement to jump around, to get around the board and teleport around. I
could definitely see some fun interactions using the fog tokens with the Baker Street board. Sure. Using the secret locations. So using fog tokens to be right next to secret locations, really just moving around the board.
Yeah, just jump around using through some of those
secret passageways. Get in there, do some damage, get out.
Yep, absolutely. Here's some of the artwork on some of those cards. We'll take a look next on the close-up camera here. So we'll start with the Dracula cards, or the Dracula tokens and minis,
I like how the tokens in this set are each different artwork. You notice in InGen they were all the same.
Right. Yeah.
Robin Hood, they were all the same. But this time they took a moment
the Three Sisters.
And provided 3 different pieces of artwork for each of those tokens. So that was an extra step that they did.
For each of the Three Sisters, so that's really cool. Then we've got the Dracula token here.
A Dracula figure.
Miniature, I'm sorry. Yep. And again, as we pointed out in the previous videos, the wash on these minis is really excellent. Really kind of brings out the detail in the mini. And bases on this one, again, don't have terrain. They're, again, kind of flat bases, which is a little bit of a change. I know in the original, they were flat like these. And then a couple of the others, I know the Jurassic Park one. And
they added the textured terrain in the Jurassic Park, which was really cool.
And then
it kind of stinks to see him revert back to the flat base. As a miniatures painter, having that textured base already done for you, all you got to do is throw it together and paint it. I mean, that makes it easy.
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing there. So here we go. Hold that up. Okay, there's Holmes, which is the sidekick to, or that was Watson, I should say, the sidekick to Holmes. So here's the Sherlock Holmes mini.
He's got that English fighting style.
Yeah, got the fists up and
box you.
Got a pipe in his mouth there. Again, we got just kind of the flat base with some wash on it there, with a little bit of perceived texture, even though it is just a flat base there. But yeah, did a great job on the wash there with the coat. You can see how it really brings out the detail in the back of the coat.
The models are not like a rubbery plastic. They're more of like a PVC plastic, like you would find with a Games Workshop type plastic.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about bendy swords or
definitely solid.
Droopy spears.
Yeah. Last, the next one we'll take a look at Dr. Jekyll. Let's see, get him in focus here.
Kind of looks like he's in Hyde mode there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I see him in Hyde mode.
Got the axe, yeah. So, that must be. Look, I don't know if you can.
Looks a little angry.
There. Yeah, the look on his face. There you go. Down for the focus, but yeah, he's definitely got a determined, maybe an angry look on his face. But then, like I say, with the axe there behind him, it looks like definitely Mr. Hyde. We'll go around.
And it even looks like it's painful to move, like the action that they provided in that sculpt. It looks like he's having a painful movement in that left leg. You see it looks like it's turned in like it's a painful stride, which kind of goes with the mechanism of when you are in Hyde mode, you are damaging yourself every time you maneuver.
You move around, yep.
So it's coming from someone with a bad leg. I know exactly what that looks like.
Yeah, bad leg, bad hip there. And then this is the really cool mini. This one's gotten a lot of talk.
Let's get real tight. Get that thing in there. I'll focus it up. Get in closer, and I'll fix it. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Invisible Man figure here, and again, looking straight on him, you don't notice right away too much different. You can kind of actually see down here where his cane is, where his hand should be. There is no hand there at the end of the sleeve. And then as you rotate this mini around, you can really see the cool bit that they did here with the missing the whole face, the whole upper body there, as the Invisible Man would. So again, kind of looking from the back, looks pretty normal. But as you bring that mini around, you can see he's not your normal mini. He's missing some pieces there.
I like that. I wasn't sure how they were going to do that. I wasn't sure how they were going to, their take on the Invisible Man. I was wondering, would it be a standee with, kind of like a clear plastic, and then just, or would it be just a base because he's not there? Yep. I didn't expect that.
I think, choosing the particular parts of where to connect the mini. Again, we can kind of look here at the back, but the way they connected it there at the very back of the hat as that comes up and touches let me find the focus there.
The collar of the coat.
Collar of the back of his coat. So I wouldn't want to push too much on that. I don't know. I mean, it feels pretty sturdy, but obviously if you pushed a little bit, it would break off. So be a little careful with that. But again, the nice touch here where his hand would be down at the where it meets the cane. Just having that miss, and what they've done there is they just kind of run the cane on the mini up the side of the leg so that it fits there. Ooh, slipped off the base.
Each miniature has a clip-on color indicator, so you know whose team is what.
Yep.
And you don't have to worry too much about the top of that hat because, again, Restoration Games has done an awesome job with the vacuum formed plastic insert for the game.
Yep.
Each miniature has their own size available to them. Their names to where they go, tokens where they go, dials, all vacuum formed to each team individually with card holders that appear to be sufficient to hold sleeved cards. So that's A+ on the packaging, the ability to store this is going to be so easy. Great work on the insert.
Yeah, I think they definitely knocked it out of the park. With each one of these that we've looked at, they've really done a nice job of with the inserts and making sure that those work really well to hold everything. It looks like they're fairly tight, so if you were to store this vertically, I don't think there'd really be any problem with it once you put the board on top of this. It looks like everything would hold into place really well.
Yep. So that was the unboxing of Unmatched Cobble and Fog, the latest game by Restoration Games in their Unmatched line. I'm still, I got them all except for Bruce Lee, so if you know anyone that's got an extra one, let me know. I'm looking to find one of the Bruce Lee expansions, but I want to thank you for watching the Beans and Ice podcast. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob. Make sure to like and subscribe and give us any comments down in the comments section. We appreciate the feedback.
Yeah. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Have fun. Keep gaming.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We unbox
Unmatched.
something.
Unboxing something?
We unbox that.
Yep.
Mother
Blooper reel. It's 11 o'clock.
Woo!